Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Halos hoping to wrap up this homestand on a winning note. Last night they picked up game 2 and thus setting up the rubber game of the series tonight against the Minnesota Twins. It is game number 3 tonight. Hi everybody from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West along with Mark Kubica. I'm Victor Rojas, and it was a nice 5-4 victory last night for the Angels offense. 12 total hits. 2 long balls, and I know you're going to break down those long balls today.
Thank you, Victor, for allowing me to do so. And Tools of the Trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. We're going to show you exactly how they were able to hit those home runs. Johnny Giavitello, very impressive when you think about where this pitch was thrown. Up and in fastball from Irvin Santana. He brought his hands inside, got that elbow right against his body, and was able to get the bat head out and drive that ball out for a 2-run home run. Back-to-back games for home runs for Giavitello. And Cole Calhoun on a changeup, so that's creating all that power himself to be able to hit that one out. His 8th home run of the season for Cole Calhoun, the perfect backflip after the home run also. So some power swings and some good swings got him the victory last night.
All right, this just in, the Angels have made a move today as far as their roster is concerned. Andrelton Simmons activated off the 15-day disabled list. Brendan Ryan designated for assignment. Gooby, we'd like your take on Andrelton Simmons returning.
Well, as a pitcher, I'd love to see him come back. What he can do at that shortstop position. He prevents runs. He's so gifted as far as his range. That throwing arm, exceptional also. We talked about in high school, he's throwing 98 miles an hour, but his coverage going back on pop-ups. That play in Oakland was one of the best I've seen. Going back on the baseball, very good. He's able to go out there and be a leader as far as that shortstop position. One of the best, 2-time Gold Glove winner. It's great to have Simmons back.
It's always fun to see Simba in the starting lineup. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups in the first pitch when we return.
This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box, the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Set against the Minnesota Twins. The Angels picking up the victory last night. Their first win of the season against the Twins. They were swept in Minnesota in April. Dropped the opening game of this series and, of course, evened up the series with the victory, trying to pick up a series win and finish off this homestand with an even 500 record, if that's possible, with a victory today. They lost 2 of 3 to the Indians. Could do that with a victory tonight before having the off day tomorrow, and then traveling up to the Bay Area as the Angels will take on the Oakland Athletics at the Coliseum beginning on Friday night. It's a west swing for the Angels. 3 against the Oakland A's over the weekend. Then it's off to Houston. The first visit of the year to Minute Maid Park. Yeah, coming up on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you got to take care of business here tonight. Anytime you have an off day the next day, you want to go on that trip up to Oakland with a positive mindset and be able to play another good game, a very good game last night. Good pitching, solid defense, and some good hitting. Put that together again tonight, and all of a sudden you get some momentum going up to a place where, even though Oakland has struggled this season, it's always been a difficult place for the Angels to play.
Everyone's ready to go except for Hector Santiago, and that's what we're waiting for. Hector has done this on occasion where he has taken more time than usual to get ready for a game. Other times he's come out early, and it's always the pitcher's discretion. Were you one of those guys that like to go out there on time?
I was early, always. As soon as I finished my last throw down in the bullpen, I just ran right to the field. I didn't want to waste any time.
Never even get to the dugout.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want to think. You know, as you can tell right now.
Thinking's no bueno.
No, it's overrated.
I like it. Hector's on the mound. We'll check out Paul Molitor's lineup for the Minnesota Twins at 20-44 on the season. Game number 65 for them. Eduardo Nunez will lead things off. He is at shortstop. Joe Mauer jumps up to the 2 spot. He's DHing tonight. Robbie Grossman batting third in left field. Trevor Plouffe, the cleanup hitter, at third. Dozier at second base. Byung-Ho Park is the first baseman tonight. Max Kepler at right. Kurt Suzuki after night off back behind the plate. And Byron Buxton batting ninth. He is patrolling center field. Taking on Hector Santiago, is making his 14th start of the season. 3-4, a 5.64 ERA. Gooby, of late, it has not been pretty for him. He just hasn't even lasted long in games.
And that's the thing for Hector. He's really trying to, again, it's going back to trying to think too much on the mound, trying to make the perfect pitch instead of trusting that good deception he creates with his delivery. My go-tos for Hector to be successful tonight. Just stay confident. Get back to that confident fastball he had early in the season where he's 93 to 95 and get ahead of those counts. When he's behind in the count, some big-time numbers against him. When he's ahead of the count, very, very good.
Let's check out the defense for the Halos that will support Hector Santiago. Marte back at left, Trout at center, Calhoun at right. The infield with Escobar and Simmons on the left side, Giavatelli and Crone on the right. Jeff Banda gets a start behind the plate tonight.
And it's great to have Simmons back. He won 2 Gold Gloves back in 2013 and 14 and runner-up last year. Incredible range. He makes everyone around him better defensively. And if you're a pitcher on the mound, all you're thinking of ground ball action towards that left side of the infield all night long, and he'll make every play.
Two teams combining for 22 hits last night. 5-4 Angel victory. Halos using 5 relievers as Jhoulys Chacin picked up his second win. Houston Street notched to save his 7th of the season. Nunez, the shortstop, hitting .317. He will look at a fastball for a strike. 10 doubles, a triple, 9 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Nunez was hitless last night, going 0 for 5. 1 hit in the series as Alwyn misses upstairs. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's got real good career numbers against Hector, 3 for 5, but 2 of those hits being home runs against Hector Santiago.
Last W for Santiago on May 15th. That was at Seattle. 3 no decisions, 2 losses since. Didn't miss by much, if at all.
That's a strike again. It missed location, but it got a lot of the strike zone at 92.
This was popped up. Giavatelli calls off Crone. There's the first out of the ball game. In today's game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge to benefit prostate cancer research. So far, after 2 days this week, nearly $360,000 has been raised. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org.
Fastball inside on Mount. That one's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Mauer has reached safely in 26 straight games. DHing tonight. 286 average. 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. First 2 games he batted in the 3 spot. Last night going 2 for 5 with a single and a triple. Also picked up an RBIs. Hector falls behind here. 3 balls and no strikes.
And Bauer also good numbers against Hector. 385, 5 for 13 with an RBI.
Three and one. Robbie Grossman on deck. Ground ball over to first. There's a 2-2 count, not a 3-1 count, pardon me. 2 down.
And that's the key when you're pitching against Mauer now, it looks to be, is try to get him to pull a baseball, especially on the ground.
So 2 outs, bases clear for Robbie Grossman. I mentioned the issues that Hector has had those last 5 starts. A total of 17 innings. Having allowed 25 runs, 24 earned. Coming off a start in which he lasted an inning and a third against Cleveland. That one's in tight. Grossman switch hitting left fielder. Cuts through that one, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Good life on the fastball early on, 91, 92, but you can see how difficult it is sometimes for a hitter to track the fastball from Hector when he's solid in his follow through. And he's got to finish off that pitch. Sometimes he'll recoil and not bend the back and reach out towards jet banding to be able to complete that pitch. Pitch before, solid. That one didn't finish and follow through.
Three balls, 1 strike.
And trying to get through the first inning. 5 starts in a row. Hector's allowed at least a run in the first inning. Trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here.
Grossman hits one out toward left center field. It was off the end of the bat. Marte moving over, and he will make the catch. Santiago collects a 1-2-3 first. The end of the bottom of the first. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout coming up for the Angels.
Check out Mike Scioscia starting lineup for the Halos. Game number 66, 12 back in the West with a 28-37 record. Escobar at third base, Calhoun at right, Trout at center. Pujols DHing with Crone at first base. Jeffrey Marte back in left field, second consecutive start in left field at the big league level for him. Johnny Givitello at second. Jeff Bandy the catcher. Andrelton Simmons back in the lineup, activated today off the 15-day disabledness. He is batting ninth, playing shortstop as they take on the 25-year-old right-hander native of Bel Air, Texas. His name is Tyler Duffy.
Duffy's fastball is 89-92 range. Curveball throws a lot of them in changeups. My go-to is to be successful against Duffy. And look for that breaking ball mistakes. He will throw quite a few curveballs, try to jump on one of them in that big inning mentality. He has struggled of late as far as giving up at least 4 or more runs in 5 straight starts. It's been a problem for him, those big innings.
His last quality start, May 15th against Cleveland. So you've got two guys that last good starts on the 15th of May. And since then, it's been shaky for him. Duffy, an 8.35 ERA.
And there's
in those last 5.
On June 15th.
Unbelievable.
It is truly remarkable.
1-0 to Escobar, and that one's way outside. And right through the 5-hole of the umpire. On the return. 2 balls, no strikes. Duffy, a 5th-round pick in 2012 out of Rice University. Bel Air, Texas, a suburb of Houston. Escobar fouls it off. At the Bel Air High School has actually produced a number of big leaguers. Jose Cruz, Chuck Knobloch.
Chuck Knobloch.
How about that? Chris Young, the outfielder for the Yankees. And the Angels' own Jeff Devannon. Escobar fouls it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Devannon hit for the cycle the one time, right?
Yes, sir. Escobar hitting .310. 15 doubles, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. That one's in tight. Full count. You know, last night, 2 for 4. A couple of singles, a run scored. Ground ball back to the mound. 1 away.
Hyundai key for this game tonight. Let's go Kansas. Played the game tonight. Put it all together just like the game last night. That means all 3 phases, pitching, defense, and hitting. Put it all together, win the series, and have a 500 homestand.
Cole last night with a couple of runs batted in, double and a home run. 2 for 3. Average .295 now as he cuts through the first one. They play the full overshift on Calhoun. 3 infielders on the right side. Plouffe stays near home at third base. One ball, 1 strike.
Think about this Minnesota Twins coming into this series. They didn't do a whole lot of shifting, but we've seen it a number of times. Once, obviously, against Trout, we've seen that. Against Calhoun. They're 22nd as far as putting on the shift defensively in baseball.
Duffy made 3 starts at AAA Rochester before getting called up. No record, a 1.72 ERA. Off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. But at AAA in 15 2/3 innings, walked 7. He's walked 11 at the major league level this year. Trout on deck. Cole gets jammed. Little flare out to center field. Buxton will come in and make the catch. 2 down. So far, it looks like there's a little sneakiness, if you will, to Duffy's fastball.
Yeah, he pitched very well against the Angels in his 1 start in his career. They kind of sometimes will drop that elbow and that fastball will just run right up on you. Again, anytime you're facing a guy with a very good curveball, and he throws about 40% of his pitches are curveballs, generally you're going to be a guy that throws the fastball upstairs. Sinker slider guys are going to be guys that keep that ball down in the strike zone, then the slider down and away also low in the strike zone.
Trout will look at a strike. Mike hitting .308, 14 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs, 44 runs batted in. 1 for 3 last night with a double and a walk. Breaking ball. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Hector Santiago with a 1-2-3 inning. Duffy trying to return the favor.
Trout very good when he's behind in the count. .311 batting average this season. Just 4th best. He's a guy that's very patient, takes that first pitch a lot, so generally going to be behind in the count, but comfortable. Seeing a lot of pitches.
Back up the middle, but with the shift on, Dozier's there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Duffy. We head to the second, scoreless.
Here's the mini Let's Motor player profile with Trevor Plouffe coming to the plate now for the Minnesota Twins. Birthdays. Tim Lincecum turned 32. Trevor Plouffe turned 30 today. Yes. Eduardo Nunez 29. Wade Boggs 58. Dusty Baker. Billy Williams, the Hall of Famer, 78 years old. A lot of very talented baseball players. Birthday today.
Happy birthday.
You gonna sing it?
No. In Dusty we trusty. That's what the Nationals are saying. They walked off on the Cubs today.
Oh, that's right.
Plouffe hitting .240, 5 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Fastball got him looking down, goes Plouffe. That's 4 up, 4 down for Hector Santiago.
Special happy birthday to Ana D'Amico. He's been with us since 2005. Video department. It's very hard for us. Excellent, and happy birthday to Ana.
Happy birthday, Ana. There's Brian Dozier, the second baseman. Any other birthdays we need to work in throughout the night?
Yeah, there's a few more. Andy Pettit's birthday's today, too.
Happy birthday, Andy Pettit. Surprised you didn't misremember that one.
I misremember quite a bit.
Dozier hitting .232, 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Caught the inside corner.
Cliff Pennington's birthday today, too. Getting ready to come back soon for the Halos.
I was joking when I said that, but I'm sure you got a whole list.
Yes. Ended up checking it twice.
Well, halfway to Christmas right around the corner.
Yes.
Who else is not excited? Seriously, I mean, it's pumped up for it. Going Clark Griswold this year again.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about Buddy the Elf, I think.
Buddy the Elf. Two balls and 2 strikes. I can see you pulling off the old Buddy the Elf.
Oh, yeah.
What he ate what, spaghetti with
maple syrup? Oh, yeah. I try to do that every day.
Dozier pulls it foul. Count remains at 2-2.
Ice Cube's birthday today, too. I know you need to know that.
Oh, yeah.
Set yet, or you need a few more?
Oh, that truck is working overtime
Yes.
right now, providing
Yes.
you these things.
Yes. Well, what are you talking about? Look at all my notes right here. They're all down there. Birthdays.
Dozier fouls it off to the right.
Courtney Cox also, just to make sure you're set.
Sweet. How about some Angel fans? You got any Angel fan birthdays out there for today?
Happy birthday to all the Angel fans.
Just going blanket statement, huh?
Yes.
Smart move.
Lance Parrish, former Angel.
It's amazing you can get these in between pitches, too. 2-2. Full count. Young Ho Park is on deck. This one's lifted in the air as Giavatello almost runs into Mike Everett, second base umpire. 2 down. I did mention halfway to Christmas. Matter of fact, it's coming up June 24th, which would be halfway to Christmas. Angels taking on the Oakland Athletics. That's during the next homestand. Fans in attendance will receive an exclusive ugly sweater baseball cap courtesy of Arco. Visit angels.com/motions to get your tickets today. Here's Buddy the Elf.
Yes.
There he is.
I think it's a good looking hat.
It is.
Yes.
Is it hot? Like a sweater?
Yeah, it's
like it was last year?
fairly toasty.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's solid.
So it's sweater-like material?
Yes.
Is it moisture wicking?
I was looking through some of my sweaters from Christmas time today. It's pretty solid ones for you to see. A couple of sports coats too. Maybe you might want to wear it on halfway to Christmas.
Sports coats?
Yes.
You have Christmas sports coats?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Like with what on them?
Well, a couple reindeers on the one, and then the other with Santa Clauses on there.
Bring it on in.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Yes.
Worked up a nice lather last year with with the reindeer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're going to feed the reindeer again this year?
Yeah, they were pretty fun. They were pretty big too. I was a little nervous.
Here, I thought it was just the dickie you were wearing. Here's the 2-2.
Hey, when you're trying to look like Cousin Eddie, you can't help that.
Little dribbler toward third. Escobar has it. And we will head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless here at the Big A.
Marte coming up. Came all the way from Hawaii.
Nice. Circle that one right there. Good job.
If it's not your birthday, happy birthday though. When it is your birthday,
it's close.
Yeah. Aloha.
We get to see our games over in Hawaii.
Oh yeah. Albert looks at a strike. Duffy had a 1-2-3 first inning. 2 ground outs, 1 fly ball out. Albert DHing, hitting .229, 12 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Fouls down with bat. Good rip at it. That's an 0-2 count. Beach ball out in right center field, so play is stopped. Duffy's making his second career start against the Angels. Faced the Halos at Target Field September 20th last year. Went 7 innings in that one. Allowed 3 hits, struck out 7 and walked 1. Albert to the hole, and no balls, 2 strikes. 1 for 4 game last night with an RBI single. Broken bat, roller foul. Count remains at 1-2.
Well, he runs that 2-seamer inside on Albert. Shatters the bat. Part of the bat flying through the air. Looking out over the plate, runs that 2-seamer in. You're going to be looking for a curveball against Duffy away. Runs that 2-seamer in very well.
Albert goes down swinging on a breaking ball, 1 away.
Now it's time for Lowe's home field advantage. Bullpen, you mentioned earlier, Victor, how well they threw last night. Been solid at home. 4 scoreless innings last night. 5 relievers get the win. 1.56 ERA in 13 home wins this year. Only 2 home runs allowed. Just under 35 innings pitched for the bullpen.
A lot of innings used by that bullpen. TJ Crone takes a strike. Crone comes in batting .249. 5 home runs, 26 RBIs. He was at first base last night. Ended up going 0 for 3 with a walk. Chopper toward third. It's fair ball. 2 down.
Far Duffy's done a very good job as far as running that fastball inside, and then his breaking ball has been solid also.
Two out, space is clear for Jeffrey Marte. First one's downstairs. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs for Marte. 2 for 3 last night with a couple of singles. Last night, his first major league start in the outfield. This one's popped up into foul territory. Park will put it away. Both starting pitchers who have struggled of late They faced 6 batters and retired all 6. We're scoreless heading to the 3rd. Historic Oakmont Country Club for the 116th U.S. Open Championship. Live coverage begins Thursday on FS1 at 7 a.m. Pacific and continues through the final round Sunday on Fox. You can watch it all live on Fox Sports Network. Max Kepler swinging first pitch, pops it up to Yunel Escobar. And there's the first out of the 3rd inning. Mike Scioscia was asked before the game who is his favorite. He picked Jordan Spieth. Here's why.
It's going to be interesting, but you know, when you see guys that young that play that well, and they get on that mission, even though maybe he's had a couple tough tournaments early this year, I'll go with Jordan. Reminds me of young Mike Trout. Yeah, only in a different sport, obviously. But
That's a pretty good comparison, don't you think? I'm thinking Jason Day, though. He's swinging the club so well.
It's a safe pick. Yeah, hits the ball high. Meet you on that golf club. Narrow fairways.
Who do you got?
Fast greens. You know what? I'm going with the bridesmaid. I'm going with Phil Mickelson.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. I like it.
Why not?
You know he's going to be in it. It's all the way up towards the end.
Another pop up here. Giovatello's there.
Especially on those quick greens like that in the U.S. Open, his ability to get that ball so close to the hole with the flop shot he has, he's phenomenal. Very good in the short game for Phil Mickelson.
Kicking off tomorrow. Had some rain there today. Soften up the greens a little bit, one would think. But then again, the pavement never softens up when it rains.
No, not at all.
Here's Buxton. Twin center fielder hitting .208. 6 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, 7 RBIs, and an RBI double last night, going 1 for 4. One and two.
Both pitchers have been very effective throwing the fastballs inside.
And down goes Buxton. 9 up, 9 down for Hector Santiago. Hit to the bottom of the 3rd. Scoreless.
couple of Johnny Giavitello jerseys there. Speaking of which, Johnny to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. Giavitello, Bandy, and Simmons. Amazing TV magic how it works.
How'd that happen? One had the same hairstyle as Johnny Giavitello, too.
Johnny's batting average of .274 with 12 doubles, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Multi-hit game last night, going 2 for 4. No balls, 2 strikes.
By the way Duffy throws, he falls off towards that first base side. You would think as a hitter you can track the baseball a little bit longer out of his hand, but he has some good movement on both his curveball and fastball so far. See how he kind of launches it out there.
Giavitello went around the home plate umpire. Tim Timmons rings him up, and there's out number 1.
Now here's tonight's Cold Hard Facts, which are brought to you by Clean and Crisp Coors Light. Angels signing 7 of their top 10 picks in the draft in the 2016 amateur draft this year, including first-round pick Tice, catcher, University of Virginia, was here today. He was on the pregame show. National champ.
Guess he's going to play a short season, play some first base.
Anytime you can get a guy as a catcher for a national championship club like University of Virginia, you know you have some talent. It's not an easy thing to do to be a catcher. You're basically the manager of a team on the field. It's certainly one of those intangibles to go along with the fact he can hit.
No balls, 2 strikes. Jim Bandy getting to start behind the plate. Final game of this 3-game set. He's 5 for 17 with the Angels. A couple of doubles, 3 runs batted in. That one's outside, 1-2.
4 times in this game, Duffy has been ahead of the count 0-2 against Angel hitters. Both pitchers throwing a lot of strikes, working quickly.
Ground ball down the line, that is foul. DJ Rayburn making the call.
This goes right down the line and just outside that third base bag.
And he fouls it off. The count remains at 1-2. You got 2 guys that came into tonight's game with whips of 1.4 and above. It's walks, hits, divided by innings pitched, and both guys throwing strikes. Duffy's retired the first 7. Santiago the first 9.
Pretty good changeup there from Duffy. You would think after that changeup will come try to run the fastball inside. Both have pitched inside very well. Both have changed speeds effectively.
Bandy lifts one out towards shallow right. Dozier going out. 2 down. Every fan matters. Angels taking on the Astros Tuesday, June 28th at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a unique straw and mesh baseball cap, courtesy of Salinas Inc. While supplies last, visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets. Cap giveaway. Andrelton Simmons off the DL. Takes ball 1. This will be his 32nd game of the season. 219 average with a home run. 8 runs batted in when he injured that glove side thumb. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0.
It was that dreaded 2 outs, 2-0 again. Now 2 outs and now 3-0.
To a guy in Simmons that usually swings the bat
Yes.
early and often.
Yes.
3 balls, 1 strike. Full count. Top of the order, and Escobar on deck. Three, 2, and there's ball 4. First base run of the ball game comes with 2 outs here in the third. Via the free pass. Just the 5th walk picked up by Simmons this year. So Duffield worked from the stretch for the first time.
A lot of room on that right side of the infield for Escobar also. Those are playing towards that second base bag. Always aggressive first pitch swinging.
Escobar bounce went back to the mound of the first. He's 0 for 1.
Good pitch now to try to drive if you're Escobar. He's going to try to force a fastball in here. Knowing you have a left-handed batter and Cole Calhoun on deck. See if we can drive a fastball here.
Caught the inside corner. It's 2-1. Doesn't waste a whole lot of time, does it?
No. Even in the stretch position, you don't really come to a long pause when he is about ready to throw the baseball either.
Breaking ball and that miss, so back-to-back walks with 2 outs. Calhoun will bat now.
Nothing bugs the manager more than when your pitcher gets 2 quick outs and all of a sudden a couple free passes, back-to-back walks, and now you're running into that tough part. The lineup for the A's, you get Cole Calhoun with Mike Trout potentially coming up also in the inning. You can see those numbers for Cole Calhoun with runners in scoring position as compared to bases empty. 388 with runners in scoring position. 455 with 2 outs in runners in scoring position. So he's in that spot right now with a runner in scoring position.
Breaking ball, first strike. Cole a fly ball to center field in the first inning. Left it foul and out of play.
Well, a real good pitch to drive, and just missed that one. Fastball 89 on the inner half of the plate. Pitch for Cole does some serious damage to it.
Simmons at second. Escobar at first. Cole backs out. Trout on deck. Back-to-back 2-out walks. First 2 base runners of this ball game for either side. Santiago's face 9. He's retired all night. 0-2. Check swing foul. I'm sure Alfredo Griffin's awake. With the walks, Duffy's had to throw some pitches this inning. 24 to be exact.
And the one thing, when you struggle for 4 or 5 games in a row, big innings going against you, you're cruising along, then all of a sudden you have a walk, and then followed with another walk. All of a sudden, negative thoughts creep into your mind. That ERA. 8.36. In his last 5 starts, 26 earned runs in his 28 innings pitched.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Hector Santiago certainly knows his pain. He's gone through it as well. Two-two, and that is ripped to right field, but Kepler coming in will make the catch as the Angels get 2 on and leave them on. We head to the 4th, still scoreless. Still scoreless here at the Big A, and top of the order coming up for the Minnesota Twins to face Hector Santiago. As we welcome in Michael Milken, since we are getting closer and closer to Father's Day and the home run challenge throughout Major League Baseball. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is the very first ballpark we went to 21 years ago on the home run challenge. Myself and Reverend Rosie Greer. And if you remember, our goal was keep Dad in the game. Come out here, get that simple blood test, come with your dad, your grandfather, etc. So 21 years later, the death rate's down 50%. There's 4 million men living normal lives in America, and 1.4 of them had advanced prostate cancer. So thank you, Angels. Thank you, Major League Baseball, and thank you, Fox.
Now, you've been involved with this for a long time, obviously, and it's near and dear to your heart. And obviously, having gone through prostate cancer.
That
yourself.
is correct. I had been funding cancer research for 20 years, but knew nothing about prostate cancer. And today, you know, most men know you can take that simple blood test. These home runs that have been hit over the last 21 years have raised $45 million. We've got a 15-to-1 match that turned into over $650. And today there's 6 new drugs approved, many of which have no side effects.
Nunez singles out to right field, and that's the first base runner to reach, I should say, against Hector Santiago.
And Michael, a couple of weeks ago, Dave Sims, who does the play-by-play for the Seattle Mariners, was in there, was talking about he went in for a blood test, and all of a sudden he found out he had prostate cancer himself, and he credits you in what you've done as far as getting that, you know, this for guys to go get the test done. It's a test, a routine test to make sure you have a better chance of survival.
No different than getting your cholesterol checked. And we were with him in Seattle a week or so ago. He's doing great today. He looks great, and he's a great spokesperson. So we have this program, homerunchallenge.org. You can pledge money for home runs hit. And we thought there'd be 150 because you've had this, you know, reduction in home runs, but we have 67 home runs hit.
Nice.
So far, it ends on Father's Day. Every single game counts, including the home runs the Angels are going to hit a little later today.
Obviously, I like the positive thought right there. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. The Angels will be in Oakland and traveling to Houston, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you continue to make the tour throughout Major League ballparks. Where are you at on the tour right now?
Well, we have 6 more to go. We got some double headers coming up. We're going to see the Cubs for lunch and then go to St. Louis for dinner, and the Minnesota for lunch, and see Kansas City for dinner. So there's a lot to go and a lot of home runs, but you know, it all starts at the top. You have such a wonderful owner here in Artie Moreno that cares so much about the community. And I was saying before, every time I come into this park, it makes you feel like the families come to this park. You know, more than almost any other park in the major leagues, you see families, young kids. You see often teenagers coming by themselves because they're comfortable in this park. And I think the mood was set a great deal by Artie Moreno and his feeling for the community, which goes down to the entire staff of the Angels.
Grossman fouling off a 0-2 count.
Yeah, did you get a chance to talk to some players or the coaching staff about what you've been able to do and how to just make everyone aware of what's going on and what you've done so far?
The answer, yes, for 20 years. And one of our lead managers for Major League Baseball has been Mike Scioscia. And we have new uniforms on Father's Day that all the teams will be wearing this year. And he is a great person, and he's been a good spokesman for us on men's health and taking care of yourself. There are 2 new contests this year, and they're kind of built for the Angels. We're trying to get more kids involved in the game. So one is the first time you went to a ball game. Tell us about the first time you went to a ball game. And with Major League Baseball, the winners get to go either to the All-Star game with their family or to the World Series. And the second one is your favorite home run trot. Now you can take one from Major League Baseball, you can take one from Little League, or you can just go run the bases yourself and take one. And so far, one of the cutest ones is we had an 8-year-old little boy who announced he's going to hit a home run, and when he hits it, he's going to run into and slide into first, second, third, and fourth as he goes around the bases.
That's pretty cool.
And he did. He hit a home run. There were no fences. It went through the first baseman's legs and T-ball, kept rolling. I don't know if it ever came back. But that's part of the effort here. And one of the things that's come across and the thousands of submissions is how many people went to their first ball game with their dad or their grandfather that they remember. Do you remember your first game?
You know what? I was talking about it on the pregame show. I didn't go to many games with my dad, but I remember being at the 1980 World Series game for the Kansas City versus the Phillies, and they actually won it for the first time in their history. Being there with my dad, it was an amazing moment.
And being the Philly guy, that's awesome.
Yes.
Michael, it's always great seeing you. We appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you
so much. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, still scoreless.
Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru, making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care. Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. By El Pollo Loco, try the new fire-grilled chicken burritos today. And by Infinity, visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today.
Bottom of the 4th here at Angel Stadium, still scoreless. Now both teams have had base runners on board. Hector Santiago working around the leadoff single. And here the 4th inning, it'll be Trout, Pujols, and Crone. Tyler Duffin, the first pitch fouled back, heads up. Not for you, for the, John Reynolds.
Did he have his paper ready?
He did. He was hiding behind Burt Blindlevitt in the booth next door.
The Hall of Famer, he has to protect the Hall of Famer.
Exactly. Another one foul. And now he's flinching.
Yes, he is.
Trout 0 for 1 as he grounded out of the first. See that batting average of Jude for Mike. Not quite where it used to be. This one's hit sharp into short. Nunez bobbles it and has it go through his legs. There's an error on Nunez. That'll be his 9th.
They hit this one well, but Nunez sure-handed in that shortstop position. Only 3 errors coming into the game, and that'll be his 4th error of the season now. And that baseball underneath, unable to gather that in the glove. By the way, his birthday also today.
Yes, it is. 29.
Yes.
Nunez on his birthday survived a hot smash off the bat of Mike Trout.
Yes.
Unlike Juan Uribe. He left the game contused. No balls, 2 strikes. Albert struck out, leading off the second. 2 strikeouts for Duffy. He lifts this one out toward right center. Buxton is in. He'll make the call and the catch, 1 away.
Jim Belushi's birthday's today.
Is that right?
Yes. Just trying to help you out.
Yeah. You're still rolling.
Yeah.
I would like to wish happy birthday to Michael Block, who's the head golf pro at Arroyo Trabuco Golf Club.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Michael Patterson passed that along to me on Twitter.
That's perfect.
Since you're getting help.
Helen Hunt's birthday today, too. Just to make sure you know that.
Oh, Twister.
Yes.
What's the TV show she did with Paul Reiser? Is it Paul Reiser?
Yes.
Comedian?
Mad About You.
Mad About You. TJ Crone looks at a strike. That would appeared to be in off the plate. But Tim Timmons rings it up. Crone grounded out into the second.
Crone 2 for 4 in his career versus Duffy.
One ball, one strike.
He is pitching inside very effectively. It's not overpowering his fastball. It's 88 to 91 range, maybe 92. But it's that up and in, down and away mentality that the old scouting reports. We were talking about that with Rod Carew about scouting reports. That used to be up and in with the fastball, down and away with the breaking ball.
Foul at the plate, 1-2. This is a shot to right, a base hit. He sat back on the breaking ball real well. Trout's trying to go to third. The throw from Kepler's cut off. Nunez's relay not in time. So the Angels have runners at the corners with one out.
That was a real good piece of hitting by C.J. Crone. Talked about that go-tos as far as really looking for a breaking ball and breaking ball mistake. And this is one right here. He got underneath on this slider, right in the heart of the plate, stayed back on it well, and he shot that ball exceptionally well to right field. And Kepler with a good throwing arm. He's got that ball in the glove as Trout's touching the base. I wonder if he lets that ball go, they might have a play at third base.
That's what it looked like, even when he showed that shot of Paul Molitor in the dugout. Joe Valbro, the bench coach, seemed to ask, why did he cut that ball off? From a left-handed throwing arm, that ball's going to tail back toward third base.
You would think, and then Kepler's got a good throwing arm. Already 3 outfield assists.
Handles to take it. That's the first hit of the night. 3 base runners prior to that, 2 walks and an error. Jeffrey Marte popped out in foul territory his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1. Breaking ball misses in. Two balls, no strikes.
Trying to look for a pitch, elevate especially on a good count to do some damage for Marte. Looking for a pitch up, looking to drive the ball deep enough to be able to get that run across.
Caught the corner. 2-1.
Error to open up the inning by Nunez off the ball, or off the bat of Trout. Crone putting Trout at third on a single. That's a strike.
Its back-to-back pitches were slightly off the outside corner. Both have been called strike zone. This at bat.
Timmons has called both sides of the plate tonight. Mentioned that one pitch to Crone for the first strike was in off the plate, but called a strike. After fouling out of play. Still at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Contact play will be on a slow roller in the infield for Trout.
And Marte pulls a foul. Ball looked like it was tailing back toward the field of play.
Looked like it was going to be about 15 to 20 rows into the stands. It worked its way back to the first couple rows.
Johnny Giavitello trying to get a close view. See where he's at there, bottom left.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that on-deck circle. Every once in a while, you'd always think, you know what, maybe a pitch would get away in that vicinity. I know Don Drysdale, the late Don Drysdale, told me that one time. He goes, it would be a good idea if you're a hitter in the on-deck circle to stay near that on-deck circle.
It's kind of where the mascot and Bull Durham was standing when he got hit.
Exactly.
Two. Stays alive with that foul ball back. Slow breaking ball there from Duffy.
Already has seen 8 pitches. Some quality pitches here too. Looking for that one mistake. The more pitches you see as a hitter in an at-bat, the more chances you're going to have at least one mistake to drive, and hopefully this is the time he'll get it.
This is a base hit to left field. It'll bring home Trout, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead. Marte with his 9th run batted in.
Continuing to impress, swinging the bat. 9th RBI of the season. Finally got that one mistake. This fastball drifted a little bit more to the outside corner. He had a couple strikes in that sequence on the outside corner, just towards middle away. And he jumped on it, got that mistake, and lines it in there for an RBI single.
Angels have made Duffy throw a lot of pitches from the second out of the third inning on. Ended up walking Simmons and Escobar before getting Calhoun to line out to right field. A couple of good plate appearances here by Crone and now Marte. So the Halos with a 1-0 lead. And here is Johnny Giavitello, who struck out in the third inning. This is looped out to center. That's going to get down for a hit. Crone hesitated and only advanced to third, so the bases are loaded now for Jet Bandy.
Going back to my Hyundai key for this game tonight with that smile for Johnny Giavitello, who got another base hit himself. Play the game tonight so far. Pitching very solid with Hector Santiago. Defense solid. Now the offense coming to life here with a chance to expand on the lead. Already a run in this inning, looking for more with Jet Bandy at the plate.
Jet Bandy popped out in the third inning. 0 for 1. He will take outside. Halos as a team have done well with the bases loaded. No grand slams this year as of yet. A 362 team batting average, though. Crone at third. Marte at second. Giavatello at first. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Tried to hold back as long as possible on that slow breaking ball. Outfield at normal depth for Minnesota.
You would think Duff is going to come right back again with a breaking ball.
The 1-2. Got a breaking ball. Ground ball to short. Nunez goes to second for one. Quick relay to first. Not in time. Crone scores. It's 2-0 Angels.
It'll be a very difficult play to turn two on that one, even though we've seen Dozier very quick on the transfer and throw over. That's the AT&T high-speed replay. A little bit of a screen there too for Marte. A little bit of a distraction and then a hard slide in there for Giavatello prevents the double play from being turned into a run, scores in an RBI for Jeff Bandy.
Fourth run batted in for Bandy. First and third. Here's Simmons, who walked his first plate appearance. He swings first pitch, bounces one over to Park. He'll flip it over to Duffy. And the fourth is in the books, but the Angels strike for 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They lead 2 on. We head to the 5th inning. 2-0 Angels. By Hector Santiago. That was a leadoff single by Eduardo Nunez in the 4th inning. A clean single at that. Giavatello was playing him up the middle, but Nunez eventually stranded at second base. The only base runner that Minnesota's had tonight so far. A very good start for Hector Santiago. Now he'll take a 2-0 lead to the mound. He'll face Dozier, Park, and Kepler here in the 5th. Dozier popped out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. 3 balls, no strikes.
I think for Hector, you want to get right back into that aggressive nature. You've seen it so far in the first 4 innings.
And there's a 4-pitch walk to start the 5th. Every moment matters. Join us for Family Sunday, presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink on June 26th. Angels taking on the Oakland Athletics at 12:35. Visit the Gate 5 courtyard for fun activities, and after the game, kids in attendance get to run the bases. Visit angels.com/promotion to get your tickets. It's summertime. A lot of kids in attendance now. Good crowd here on this Wednesday night. The after effects of the Flow Rida concert last night.
Yeah.
That's 5 out of the zone for Hector Santiago. Park takes ball 1.
That's a good decision for Jet Bandy to go out there to talk to Hector quickly. And he hasn't really followed through like he was doing so far in the first 4 innings. Finishing off his pitches.
One ball, 2 strikes. That'll even up the count.
Hector staying with fastballs against Park. His average versus fastballs this year is 208. Hector so far in this at bat against him, all fastballs. That one a little bit off the plate though.
Dozier takes off. The 2-2 upstairs. A throw down to second. Not in time. Dozier picks up a stolen base.
There's a little bit of contact there between Bandy and Park, but because he was in his batter's box, had not reached out or leaned out over the plate, Tim Timmons waved that one off and allowed the stolen base by Dozier. Again, if he's leaning out over the plate and there's contact made, you can rule him out or move him back to first base.
3-2. Park hits one out towards center field. Trout is there. Dozier looks like he wants to tag. He's going to try to go to third. The throw from Trout is a little bit off target. The Twins have a man at third base with 1 out. Kepler popped out in his first at-bat. That was leading off the 3rd. Infield back at normal depth. They'll give up the run for the out. Two balls, no strikes. Command's gotten away from Santiago here in the 5th.
Yeah,
Leadoff walk.
Yeah, a lot of high fastballs, Victor, well out of the strike zone. Kind of jammed them up and in on that fastball.
.66 pitches thrown by Santiago, 40 been strikes. Three balls and a strike. Suzuki's on deck. And he walked it. Second walk of the inning. Twins have runners at the corners now with one away.
That last pitch from Hector, we talked about the follow-through for him, just to be able to bend the back and finish off the pitch. As soon as he threw the ball, his back pretty much straight up. See the follow-through right here. The balance is pretty good over the pitching rubber, and the back straight. You want to be able to finish off that pitch and go forward, not recoiling on the pitch. For Hector, he's been very good through the first 4 innings, not doing that. This inning so far, he's had a tough time following through and finishing off his pitches.
15 pitches this inning, only 4 strikes. Suzuki popped out to Giamatelli in the 3rd. So he's 0 for 1.
But a guy you can get a double play with.
High fastball down to chase it. Up and out of the strike zone.
Suzuki's the guy that hits the high fastball pretty well, but that's a little bit high and out of the strike zone to get a swing and miss on that one. Suzuki's 4 for 7 in his career versus Hector.
A little loop around toward left center field. Trout is not going to get there. It'll fall in for a hit. 1 run is in. Kepler ends up at second, and the Angels lead now is 2-1. Suzuki with his 17th run batted in.
Unable to catch up to the high fastball, but this fastball, even though it's 94, lower part of the strike zone, did a nice job of bringing his hands in there. Didn't necessarily square it up, but enough on it to get that ball into center field. It was all about bringing his hands in to get the barrel of the bat on the baseball for an RBI single. Now 5 for 8 in his career versus Hector Santiago for Suzuki.
Byron Buxton struck out in the 3rd. Selected just behind Carlos Correa. It's a 2nd overall selection. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Time called now as Escobar is going to go in. So a number of conversations happening here with Santiago. Stake to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. He's walked 2 and allowed a single here. 1 run in. Top of the 5th. All this after having just allowed 1 base runner through the first 4 innings. Caught the inside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, just touching that inside corner, a borderline pitch.
Foul back. Top of the order on deck. 2-2 now. Buxton grounds one toward short. Simmons gloves it. Fires it to Giavitello. It's a high throw. They only get the base runner at second. That's Chris Suzuki. 2 outs, but a nice play by Simmons.
Like we talk about in the opening, having him back, a run preventer. And a chance to get into the outfield for an RBI single. Well struck by Buxton. Tough hop. Tried to quickly throw that one over there. You're not going to be able to turn 2 against Buxton anyhow, especially because once you go to the knee and then throw back to second, no chance to turn a double play. But what a play by Simmons right away. A presence at that shortstop position.
Eduardo Nunez at the plate. He shoots one down the line, but foul.
And he is very good on outside pitches, Nunez. That's the one thing you've got to try to avoid. .315 batting average on outside pitches this year, 5th best in the majors. His last at bat, a pitch away, base hit. That one hit hard, just foul on a pitch away. Hector's allowed 5 stolen bases in 9 attempts this year. Does have 3 pickoffs. 14 in his career.
Buxton with 4 stolen bases, has not been caught this year. That's Kepler over at third. 2 outs, 2-1 Halos. We're in the 5th. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's a good change up there from Hector.
Long top of the 5th with Hector Santiago trying to keep this a 1-run lead. He'll throw over to first again. Bucks it back easily. Nunez tired of waiting, asked for time. Stark contrast to the first 4 innings for Santiago. Completely different guy here at the 5th. 0-2. Nunez fouls it off.
Well, you can see his approach. He's looking to drive the ball the other way. He stayed back on that. He was thinking in terms of hitting that ball to right center field on a slow breaking ball. You would think you could tie him up inside with a fastball. Already 25 pitches thrown this inning for Hector.
Talk about the approach Nunez has at the plate. Trout shading him out toward right center field. Hector finally settles on the side. Slow breaking ball popped up behind the plate. Bandit coming back toward the warning track and can't get there in time. He caught his shin guard on the netting.
Slow breaking ball out in front, inner half of the plate. Nunez stays alive in his bat.
Count remains at 0-2 to the one-time New York Yankee. Third season in the Twins organization. Another 0-2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, he tried to take a lot off that curveball. Really slowed down his delivery. That 73 mile an hour curveball.
Broken bat roller towards short. Simmons will come in, fire to first base, and they get Nunez for the 3rd out. Nice play by Andrelton as the Twins do get on the board. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Angels still up 2-1.
Of a Carl's Cam replay. Slow roller. Nunez getting down the line quickly, thinks he's got a base hit and RBI, but Simmons with that power arm throws him out by half a step at first base. Perfect technique, and then fires it across the diamond to get Nunez by that half a step. You need that 90+ mile an hour fastball to get him.
A couple of fine defensive plays by Simmons in that inning. First one to Escobar way outside for ball 1. 1, 2, and 3 for the Angels here in the 4th. Escobar, Calhoun, and Trout. Duffy, a couple of strikeouts, a couple of walks. Give him 2 unearned runs in the 4th. Escobar ahead of the count at 2-0. Now a bouncer back to the mound and a walk. 3-0. Escobar lifts one down the line, but slicing foul. And out of play. Full count now.
Well, he had a pretty good pitch to drive there, too. A little frustrated, he missed that pitch. See that reaction?
Three, 2, fouled back. Another payoff, another foul. This one's out toward right field, hit well. Kepler still going back. He's at the wall, leaps up, can't get it. Off the fence, Escobar on his way to second, and it's a leadoff double.
Fastball out over the plate, looking to drive the ball that way. 16th double season for Escobar. Kepler got all the way back to that wall, but what a good swing that was on the fastball. It was out over the plate. Stayed back on a well, looking to drive it to right field. And the leap up just over the head of Kepler. Escobar in scoring position right away. The Angels try to answer back to that run that Minnesota scored in the top of the 5th. And he's safe.
Calhoun is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center in the first inning, lined out to Kepler and right. His last time up, this one out to shallow right. Escobar will stay at second base, one away. Taking a look at the Angels in-game box score, total of 3 hits for the Halos. Escobar with a double, Crone with a single, Marte with an RBI single. Johnny Giovitello's chipped in one as well. 4 hits, I should say.
Looks like one of those at bats for Trout. If he gets a first pitch fastball, he's going to be hacking.
If they give him something good to hit.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if he throws him a curveball, he very rarely swings at a first pitch curveball.
Fastball away, and that is on the corner for a strike. Trout 0 for 2. Ground ball to second. Reached on the air by Nunez to lead off the 4th and scored one of the 2 runs. Ball, 1 strike. Action now in the Minnesota bullpen. Taylor Rogers, first man up. Two and 1. Put him on here.
Yep, that's what they're going to do.
I figured they're kind of pitch around him. Face Albert instead. Try to get down to this inning with no damage. So go down as an intentional walk. The 3rd free pass issued by Duffy.
Albert 0 for 2. A strikeout in the second, a fly ball to center in the fourth. He'll bat with 2 men on and 1 out. Escobar at second and Trout, the trail runner at first.
Albert Pujols is 1 home run away from tying the late great Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew in the all-time list as far as home runs.
572 in his career. Three infielders on the left side. Breaking pitch, rolled foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball left side. Nunez has it, goes to second. They don't get the out. Everyone is safe. So the bases are loaded.
Real good range for Nunez on the backhand with a little 1-hop throw to second. Trout quick. Paul Molitor is going to potentially take a look at that. It looked like he beat it out there at second base. Once it got by Plouffe, really the only play for Nunez would have to be to try to throw all the way across the diamond to first base.
And the minute Plouffe commits to the going to his left, you are in some pretty good trouble. Trout good speed going to second. If anything, you got the third baseman staying home. Then you got the force out at third.
Exactly.
And then you still might have a chance on a double play. So here's Crow with the bases loaded. He will look at a strike. CJ grounded out in the second. Got a breaking ball that hung in the fourth inning and shot it to right field for a base hit. So he's 1 for 2. He scored one of the 2 runs in that fourth inning. A little looper out to center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Escobar will score. Trout will be stopped at third. The Angels get that run back. Crone picks up his second hit, and it's 3-1 Halos.
Hard base hit the right field earlier. Fought that one off for a base hit in the center for an RBI for C.J. Crone. 2-hit night. The Angels indeed get that run back.
Paul Molitor is going out to the mound. It looks like that's going to be it for Duffy. Taylor Rogers, the lefty, had been loosening in the bullpen, so Duffy's night comes to an end after 4 1/3. He departs with property all over the bases. Trout at third, Pujols at second, and Crone at first. First pitching change of the game. It's 3-1 Angels.
This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org and by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
Angels on top 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still batting with 1 out and the bases loaded. So in and out, who's in, who's out as Paul Molitor goes to the bullpen. Brings on the 25-year-old left-hander from Littleton, Colorado. It's Taylor Rogers, who's spending time in the big leagues for the first time this season. He's pitching in his 14th big league games, 2-0, a 3.07 ERA. 14 strikeouts, just 1 walk in 14 and 2/3 innings.
Yeah, fastball is 89-93. Curveball throws about 41% of his pitches to curveballs, and also a changeup.
He's going to face Jeffrey Marte, who's 1 for 3, had an RBI single his last time up. First fastball is just off the plate. Rogers, University of Kentucky, 11th round selection by Minnesota, 2012. You see Duffy's totals with 99 pitches. Marte this one down the line, slicing out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Staying away the first couple of pitches against Marte.
Outfield straight around for the Twins. Kepler and Grossman in right and left respectively, both playing shallow. Count the base runner at third, Pujols at second, Cron at first. 1-1. Take slow. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike.
Boy, never an easy thing to come in to a game with the bases loaded, knowing you have an aggressive hitter on a fastball, so you just try to paint the outside corner and you fall behind now, but really behind 3-1. Had to force this pitch towards the middle of the plate.
3-1. And he walked him. 4-1 Angels. Marte will pick up his second RBI of the evening.
Runs scored tonight for Mike Trout. A little easier variety right there, just walking home on the walk.
There's Giavotella. Infield now comes in halfway. Johnny 1 for 2. First pitch. Called strike. Giavotella singled in his last at bat, struck out at his first. Breaking ball. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Johnny, the 7th man to bat here, the 5th inning. Yunel Escobar got it started with a double off the wall and right.
Giavotella looking for a pitch that he can drive in the air. Very similar to what C.J. Cron did for an RBI single.
One, 2. Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate, 2 down.
A backdoor curveball freezes Johnny Giavotella on the outside part of the plate. That pitch right on the outside corner in our Fox tracks. Perfect pitch from Rogers against Giavotella.
So 2 outs for Jet Bandy. Picked up an RBI on the fielder's choice in the 4th.
Handles hit 7 men to the plate in the 4th inning. Bandy, the 8th man to bat here in the 5th. 0-1. Four runs on the board for the Angels. Only 2 earned against Duffy. That's the 2 this inning. The 4th, they were both unearned because of the error by Nunez. This one lifted in the air down the line. Long run for Kepler toward the foul line. He'll slam on the brakes and he overruns it. Pujols scores. Cron will score. It is 6-1 on what should have been the 3rd out. Kepler tried to slam on the brakes and had already run right by it.
And we talked about the baseball drifting back when it was hit to left field. Same thing here. It looked like it was going to be right by the foul line, and he stops quickly, could not recover to make that play on the baseball. And a break for the Angels.
That's a hit, and those 2 runs charged to that man, Duffy. So all 4 runs charged to him this inning. And the book is closed on Duffy. Talk about inherited runners scoring the tough way on a walk with the bases loaded and a pop-up that should have been an out. This will sneak through for another base hit. A run will come in. Bandy will stop at second. Simmons with an RBI single.
Simmons has been a presence so far in this game, has prevented a couple runs and drives one in here at the plate now. Went the other way on that one, hits the ball on the ground in between 1st and 2nd. It's up an RBI. His 9th of the season.
It'll bring up the man that started off this rally, Yunel Escobar. As the Angels have batted around here in the 5th.
When you think about the hits in this thing, the one hit squared up was the one by Yunel Escobar. But Albert, an infield hit. C.J. Cron, a little flary into center field. Bandy with that hit there, and he got a credit for in the right field, and then that ground ball by Simmons.
Little bouncer toward 3rd. It goes foul. 3 RBI game for Bandy. It's a career high for him with that loop falling in.
Well, you talked about Phil Mickelson being one of your favorites. That was a Phil Mickelson sand wedge there. Worked perfectly.
Six runs, 4 earned against Duffy. 0-2 to Escobar. It's a ground ball towards short. Nunez has it. Feeds Dozier, and they force out Simmons for the 3rd out. But the Angels strike for 5 as we head to the 6th inning. It's a 7-1 Angels lead.
The Dodgers beating Arizona. Clayton Kershaw, shocker, another victory, 10-1 on the season. Washington with a walk-off. Jason Worth, his second walk-off this week as Washington beats Chicago. Kansas City sweeps the Cleveland Indians, a 3-game sweep. Now it's going to be a game break. Ichiro down in San Diego already had a hit in the game. Another base hit in the 9th. They double for Ichiro. Now the all-time hit leader when you combine what he got in Japan as far as hits and the U.S. 42, 57 career hits for Ichiro. 29-79 in the major leagues. 21 hits away from 3,000.
In number only. As Pete Rose says when he started counting his high school hits too.
Oh.
Mauer, Grossman, and Plouffe.
So how do you really feel about that?
I think it's cute. It's a nice little novelty. He's a Hall of Famer regardless. Not the all-time hit.
No, I mean, Pete has that, but when you think about it, 29-79 as far as hits so far, and he started the major leagues at the age of 27.
It's been a hit machine since he got to the big leagues, that's for sure.
He's really hitting the ball well this year. Really, he's helped him out because Stanton has really struggled for the Marlins, and he's put together some good swings for Miami this year.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Mauer, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. Santiago taking the mound with a 7-1 lead here in the 6th inning. Mauer DHing tonight. That's a called strike 3. Mauer goes down looking for the first out.
Take another look at the game break, this time in Colorado for Nolan Arenado. He's had a tremendous season. Hit well and out of the ballpark. The left center field home run number 20, tying Mark Trumbo for the lead in the majors. Well, he's a fantastic fielder at third, but he's got great power. Outstanding offensive numbers.
Grossman takes upstairs. Twins left fielder 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a strikeout. Two and one. Grossman hits it sharply, but right to Giavitello. 2 down. This Father's Day, Dad matters. Treat him like an all-star with the ultimate Angels Stadium experience this Sunday, June 19th. Enjoy playing catch in the outfield, hitting in the Angels batting cages, taking a behind-the-scenes stadium tour, and more. For more info on Dad's Day and to purchase tickets to this event, call 714-940-2007. or send us an email at events@angels.com.
This would be a really good opportunity. Dad's coming to the ballpark.
Trevor Plouffe takes ball 1. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Slightly more aggressive Hector Santiago here with a 6-run lead in the 6th.
Good life on the fastball, 93, 94. Lower part of the strike zone there for Hector, following through on his delivery. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks in the game. There's 2 hits allowed for Hector. 5 2/3 innings pitched.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jeffrey Marte playing a rather deep left field, almost holding up the bullpen fence.
Yeah, I thought he might go onto that mound and start warming up. He's that far out towards the bullpen.
Somebody put down some markers for him to come in a little bit. Give a little trail of crumbs so he could find his way back. He's way out there. Booth reaching for it, fouls it off, so the count remains at 1-2.
He did move a step on the ground ball, but he is going to work his way back a little bit further.
No doubles on Lyman with a 6-run lead in the 6th. He's not even in the picture. Look at him.
There he is. There he is,
Yeah.
right by that warning track.
Yeah, but go back to that full field shot. See if you can pick him out. Where's Waldo? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Feels more comfortable coming in on the baseball.
Yes,
than
that's what it is. No doubles alignment already. The prevent defense.
Yeah. Blue fouls it off. Boy, Plouffe has been a souvenir provider this entire series. Just spreading foul balls everywhere.
It is his birthday.
It is. Time's called as a beach ball is out on the field. Now, if that were in left field, it'd be right at the feet of Jeffrey Marte. Plouffe goes down swinging a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Hector Santiago. 7-1 Angels heading to the bottom of the 6th. Inning in the driver's seat is brought to you by Kia, and today the Angels offense has gotten it going. 8 total hits. They've had a couple of big innings in the 4th and 5th innings. 5 runs on 5 hits in the 5th inning. 3 players had the bases loaded, and the one guy that continues to thrive in those situations is C.J. Cron, as he came through once again. Crow now 4 for 5 with the bases loaded this season. His first 2-hit game of the month. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols here in the 6th inning. Back up the middle and a base hit for Cole Calhoun to lead off the 6th. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by Authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Trout 0 for 2. Ground down. Reached on an error to walk. Angels begin action in their bullpen. Looks like Hector Santiago is done after 6 innings. Dale Esquero, first man up for the Halos.
Mike Trout with the 2-run score now, 45-run score this year. Two balls, 1 strike. Not in the top 10 in that category, but then again, that's a byproduct of the rest of the lineup. Trout with a .413 on base percentage. He's been on board. That's upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Matter of fact, his .413 on base percentage, third pardon me, in the American League. David Ortiz at .420, Altuve at .417. Trout at .413. 3-1. There's a walk. Second one picked up by Trout. 2 on. Nobody out here to start the 6th. Albert takes a strike. 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored at the 5th. Good guy, the ball speed pitch to Albert here in this at bat. Trying to get him out in front.
Ground ball toward the hole. Nunez can't get it. It'll sneak through. Calhoun being waved in. He's going to come in to score. It's an 8-1 Angels lead. Pujols with his 2nd hit. Picks up his 43rd run batted in.
Second time he's hit a baseball right in that hole between short and 3rd. High changeup. Shoots that ball through. Another RBI single for Pujols. And just like last time, this time you see Plouffe going right towards 3rd base. We talked about that his last at bat where he went for the baseball. This time he went back there just in case Nunez fields that to have a force at 3rd. Instead, Albert with an RBI single.
Crone takes outside. Neil Ramirez getting ready for Minnesota. Pardon me, Ramirez is getting ready. Crone fouls it back. 1-1. Mentioned 2-hit game for him. First of the month. 2 for 3, an RBI. 2 runs scored.
Suzuki shaking up on that play. Foul ball by Crone. He has caught a lot of games, a lot of innings.
Get a chance to walk that one off. Reminds me of the old 70s disco hit, "You Can Ring My Bell." It hits you every time. But catchers are smart because they wear protective gear.
Yes.
And even with the protective gear, it hurts.
Yes.
Juan Uribe, not so much. 1 ball, 1 strike on C.J. Crone. He hammers one out to left field. Grossman racing back and took a bad route. He can't catch it. One hops the fence. Trout will score. Pujols is going to be waved in. He will score as well. And it's a 2 RBI double for C.J. Crone.
Well, what a game at this point for C.J. Crone. Hit well. Grossman unable to track that one down. A little odd route he took. A break a ball, middle part of the plate. Crone jumps on that hanging breaking ball. Grossman's going one way thinking, then all of a sudden he's got to track back the other way. And then one hops that wall, just left it at 390 sign in left center field.
Rogers is done here in the 6th inning. Pitching change with the Angels up 10-1. The 6th inning with nobody out. Hey, follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat app. Say up to a moment at any moment. Game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Taylor Rogers, a rough one tonight. 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He's allowed 4 runs. And he's responsible for Crone standing at second base. Neil Ramirez takes over on the mound. Pitched 1 inning on Monday. His first appearance as a Minnesota Twin after being claimed on waivers. Marte looks at a fastball for a strike. Jeffrey 1 for 2 with an RBI single.
And Ramirez's fastball is 90-94, slider curve, changeup.
Oh, 2.
There's a changeup at the first pitch, fastball.
Way outside. Nice dig by Suzuki. Of a do or die play for him.
So very quick reflexes for Suzuki. Even though we mentioned it a little earlier in this inning how many innings and games he has caught at the major league level. Second in the majors with 949 starts at the catch position last 8 years. Only Yadier Molina with more the last 8 seasons at the major leagues.
Went around. 1 out. Johnny Giavitello 1 for 3 game with a single and a couple of strikeouts. Ground ball right side. That's Park, the first baseman. 2 down. Crone ends up at third.
Catcher, number 47, Chet Bandy.
So Chet Bandy will come to the plate with 2 outs. Man at third base. Chet getting the start tonight behind the plate. 3 RBI games. First in his big league career.
Nearly the game 3 RBI on the season. Matches that total tonight.
Chet now with 6 runs batted in on the year. One ball, 1 strike. Dale Esquera will pitch the 7th. Still throwing the occasional pitch down to the bullpen. This one's out towards shallow left center field. Grossman comes in, but Buxton calls him off. 3rd out is recorded. The Halos add 3 here in the 6th inning. We head to the 7th. It's 10-1 Angels.
Santiago done after his 6 innings of work. Mike Scioscia handing the ball off to Deolis Guerra to pitch this 7th inning with the Angels seemingly in control. This will be the 8th game for Deolis. 1-0 record, a 3 ERA, and he'll pitch with a couple of new defenders behind him. Shane Robinson taking over in center field for Mike Trout, and the Angels have a new left fielder as Todd Cunningham replaces Jeffrey Marte. Twins here in the 7th have Dozier, Park, and Kepler coming up. Dozier 0 for 1, a pop-up and a walk. Santiago 6 innings, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run. It was earned. Gave it up in the 5th inning.
It is the only inning, really a tough inning for Hector tonight. Threw the ball very well.
Breaking pitch grounded towards short. Backhanded by Simmons. Gets rid of it quickly. 1 down. Fans, this broadcast of Angels baseball is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome you, and as always, we thank you for your continued service.
Boy, it's good to see Simmons back out there in that shortstop position. Covering a lot of ground. That great throwing arm he has. 2-time Gold Glove winner for the Atlanta Braves. Certainly has made his presence felt here tonight. Platinum Glove winner back in 2013. Best National League at any position. Talk about a guy that saves and prevents runs, no question. Simmons is that guy. Did it tonight. A couple really good plays back in the 5th inning.
Park goes down swinging, 2 down.
It's a real good off-speed pitch. Great changeup from Garrett, way out in front. Park unable to make contact. Garrett's got a real good fastball, that 90-91 range with syntax, but his changeup is a plus changeup.
Kepler looks at a strike. He's 0 for 1. A pop-up and a walk. One ball, 1 strike. Kepler pulls one toward the right field corner. Calhoun chasing, and it's off the top of the wall, but comes back into play. It's a double for Kepler.
A little different than that first night. This time off the wall and comes back into play. That changeup this time in the middle part of the plate. Kepler was able to turn on that one. On that wall, instead of going over the wall this time, it comes back into play. Great camera angle right there to be able to see that baseball come back in instead of going over the wall that we saw twice the first game.
Two-out double brings up Suzuki. Current an RBI single in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. Two balls, one strike.
I mean, look at that delivery from Garrett. That's why that changeup is so good. Straight over the top with his fastball. Same thing with his breaking ball, but changeup. A bit of differential, about 8 to 10 miles an hour on his changeup to his fastball.
Ground ball to short. Twins 7th is in the books. Stretch time with the Angels up 10-1.
Schedule. 3 games set up in Oakland, 3 down in Houston. Those same 2 teams come back to the Big A. Lincecum, the birthday boy, today expected to make his Angel debut on Saturday up there in Oakland. Day game, night game, a couple day games in Oakland. Looking forward to seeing Lincecum on the hill for Mike Scioscia's club on Saturday.
Halos here in the 7th have 9-1-2 up. Ramirez still on the mound. Andrelton Simmons and his return off the disabled list has gone 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a walk. Breaking pitch, line to the alley in right center. It's a base hit. Kepler cuts it off. Two-hit game for Simmons in his return. Good to see him back.
Walk also in the game. 3 times on base. Excellent defensive night at shortstop too for Simmons.
Top of the order here, Yunel Escobar. One for 3 game with a double and a walk. Oh, 2 count. The Bears originally a first-round pick back in '07 by the Texas Rangers. Now 27 years of age. This one's cute foul.
It's pretty amazing to see Simmons back this quickly. Remember when we first heard about the injury and the surgery on the thumb, that it would be around 6 to 8 weeks? Back and having a very good game tonight, 5 weeks back.
Escobar goes down swinging for the first out. And then he foul tip it. Now he got a piece of it. Yep. Now they want an explanation. Kurt Suzuki thought he had caught it, but apparently he didn't foul tip that, did he?
Sold it well, though.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think I'm playing poker with Escobar. Be able to sell that one.
In the dirt, it gets away. Simmons will take second. RBI opportunity now for Escobar.
In the dirt, that spin on the breaking ball, very difficult at times for a catcher to keep that in front of him.
Full count. And he walked him. Struck him out first, and then he ends up walking him. So 2 on with nobody out. Full Calhoun coming up. Minnesota will fly home. They will begin a 4-game series against the Yankees tomorrow night. Angels will have an off day, traveled up to the Bay Area. Take on the Oakland A's beginning Friday.
Well, the Yankees have been struggling themselves. They've lost their 4th game in a row. Now 3 games under 500.
After sweeping the Angels, ran into the Tigers, the Rockies. Kansas City ended up sweeping Cleveland for the first time at home since 2012. 9-4 the final today.
Cole fouls this one off.
That was Kluber on the mound. Remember, had a complete game against the Angels earlier in this homestand. He gave up 7 or 8 runs in the game today.
Oakland knocked out Derek Holland early in the game, but Texas has stalked back 6-5. Robinson Chirinos with a home run in the 7th. Give the Rangers the lead. Seattle lost in extra innings to Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. Actually, technically, in St. Petersburg. But in the general vicinity.
Yeah, it's close.
3-2 the final. 0-2. Cole pulls it down the line, foul. Calhoun 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Houston beat St. Louis 4-1. Here it's 10-1 Halos, bottom of the 7th. 2 on, nobody out. Cole strikes out for the first out. We'll bring up Todd Cunningham for his first plate appearance. Cunningham 1 for 11 with the Angels. The one a double. That's to start the opening game of the series Monday night. Also scored a couple of runs in that game. Two balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Pujols on deck. Three 0. 3-1. Full count.
Figure I get one more birthday in there for you today. Julie Haggerty from the movie Airplane. It's her birthday today also.
Oh man, from the depths of the internet.
Yes, that's one of my all-time favorite movies.
I agree. Full count. Cunningham shoots one down the left field line, slicing foul and out of play. Simmons at second base, Escobar at first. This one down the line. Grossman toward the wall into foul territory will make the catch. 2 down. And he banged into that wall.
And you think a chance of absorbing some of that with the padding, but not a lot of padding right by that cement wall. Glove right there. Youngster, if he doesn't hold on to that baseball, probably would have been called interference.
Yeah. It's in the seats, it's yours. But, the minute you reach over the wall, you're in play. Albert swinging and missing on the first one. Two for 4 tonight. Drove in a run his last time up with the single. He's also scored twice. Foul back.
Right next door to us. The Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven had that baseball.
With the assist.
Yes.
John Reynolds again, no part of it. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's Burt. There's JR to his right.
Yeah.
JR doesn't like foul balls coming into the booth.
No.
Yeah. That ball came flying in. He was ducking.
Yes.
He's been known to hold up a piece of paper to shield himself from these foul balls.
And why wouldn't you? That would work well.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And hold for it. There's JR. He dropped something, obviously, being the stage manager.
Yeah, he was doing
he had a lot of paperwork.
He's doing his favorite Matrix moment to get out of the way.
Full count.
That's a Hall of Famer right next to him. You have to take one for the team, don't you? He did the same thing when Jim Palmer was in there when Baltimore was in town.
No part of it.
No.
JR not the Secret Service type.
No.
Runners go 3-2. And Albert fouls it back. Runners will take off again. Another payoff. He fouls this one back. Albert pops it up on the infield. Park calls off for Mears, and the 3rd out is recorded. 7 complete, 10-1 Angels.
Top of the Twins, a healthy 10-1 lead. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Hope you stick around after this one for Angels Live, brought to you by your SoCal Mazda dealers. For all the analysis, all the interviews, Jose Mota and Alex Curry. But right now, let's get to the Arco top-tier play of the game. Awfully nice to have Andrelton Simmons back in this game. Twins were threatening in the 5th inning. You got 2 on, 2 outs in a 2-1 Angels lead, and Simmons, rifles over to get Eduardo Nunez. What a tremendous throw that was by Simmons. Top tier play of the game. Hey, Victor and Mark, that StatCast always has the speed of the throw from the outfield. I mean, what was the speed of the throw from short to first?
Well, we know he can throw around 95 to 98 when he's been on the mound before in college and high school, so that was pretty close to that. That had some serious gas to it.
Some of the StatCast numbers, that probably would have had him at 117 miles per hour.
Pretty much your changeup then, huh?
Yeah. Exactly. This one drilled out to the alley in left center field. Buxton will turn and head towards second as that one goes to the wall. And it's a leadoff double to start the 8th.
Well, when you watch Buxton run, it's very impressive.
Gazelle-like.
Oh, he is fast. Because he was thinking triple out of the batter's box. Hit that ball well. And the stride he has. If he can just be consistent with that swing, he's going to be a star in the big leagues.
Eduardo Escobar will pinch hit for Eduardo Nunez, who finishes the game going 1 for 3. .261 average this year with 10 runs batted in. Two balls, no strikes. Darrow with a 2-out double allowed in the 7th inning, but nothing more. Working his 2nd inning of relief. Two and one. There's done a nice job since coming to the Angels, coming up to the Angels. For the most part, he's around the plate.
Trying to paint that inside corner with a fastball, didn't quite get it in that inside corner. He doesn't waste a whole lot of time, stays right on that pitching rubber.
Three-two. Called strike 3. Down goes Escobar. 1 down.
And that fastball, the upper part of the strike zone, they call third strike. He's touching the upper part, going to our Fox tracks.
There's Joe Mauer, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Look at a strike. He didn't like the strikeout call in the 6th inning by Tim Timmons on a pitch that got the bottom part of the zone. Count even up at ball and a strike. Minnesota with 1 run on 4 hits. They've committed 1 error. Have stranded 4. Halos with 10 runs on 12 hits. Left 9 on base. Two balls, 1 strike.
Shoemaker on the mound on Friday. He's been throwing the ball so well. A great string he is in to right now for the Angels, even off that series against Oakland.
3 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 8th inning, 10-1 Halos. Full count. 3-1 off-speed pitch. Robert Grossman's on deck. Powell fouled at the plate. Only one other game, I should say, still currently ongoing, and that's the Rangers A's game up at the Coliseum. Top of the 9th, 7-5 Texas now. This one at the top of the 8th.
That was Sonny Gray on the mound for Oakland. He had a 5-0 lead. Texas would lead 7-5 at the top of the 9th.
Off speed, and that is line to right, a base hit. Buxton is going to be waved in. The throw from Calhoun is late. It's an RBI single for Joe Mauer, makes it 10-2.
Mauer's reached base 27 straight games now with that base hit. Pitch lower part of the strike zone, a changeup, but he's hit the ball very well on low pitches. 340 batting average, 9th best in the majors on low pitches. Got a low pitch, got a base hit out of it.
Al Albuquerque getting ready for the Angels. .29 pitches thrown by Guerra. Grossman spins around to hit from the left side. 0 for 3 tonight. Hit by Mauer, the 5th for Minnesota. Two balls, 1 strike. Full shift down with Grossman at the plate. Nobody holding Mauer on. Change it in there. 2-2. Grossman lines one toward third. Escobar has it. 2 outs.
Change up off the end of the bat. Escobar able to make that play with the shift on.
So 2 outs. Mauer back to first. Here's Trevor Plouffe. Twins third baseman hitless tonight. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out. 0-1. Ground ball toward the hole. Simmons has it to the backhand. Fires to first, and Crone digs it out. Simba's back.
What an unbelievable play. The range and the strong throwing arm for Simmons. It is so good to have him back when you're on the mound with him playing some defense at that shortstop position. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's check the Quicken Loans rocket arms. Get ready for that game on Friday. Off day tomorrow, Friday night in Oakland. That Shoemaker on the mound. Last 5 starts, 1 walk, 48 strikeouts. Kendall Graven, sinker ball special, 2-6 with a 5.28 ERA. And then last play, to finish off the inning. The range of Anderson Simmons. How quickly he gets rid of that baseball. And with a lot on it, 1 hop. Crone able to keep his foot on the base to finish off that inning, and some high fives from the fellas once he gets back to the dugout. Boy, is it great to see him back. He's been phenomenal, that shortstop position tonight, and a couple hits to boot.
Brandon Kintzler on a relief, 18th game, no record at 2.81 ERA per season with Minnesota, signing as a minor league free agent. Time in the big leagues with Milwaukee. Career high of 71 games for the Brewers back in 2013. 64 games in 2014. Yeah, that was a 40th round selection. Not once, but twice. Ended up signing with the Padres. Got released, pitched an independent ball. Fields this grounder. There's out number 1. Done a little bit of everything. Pitching independent ball. Yeah, he managed a Cold Stone Creamery that was owned by his sister in Las Vegas. He's from Las Vegas. He worked in the sales office of the independent league team, selling sponsorships and tickets. He's even been a limo driver in Vegas.
Impressive.
Hey, man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what? Stuck with it.
Yes.
For 40th round pick. And here he is. 40th, by the way, is the last round.
Solid ERA working too this year.
Could use some Cold Stone Creamery right about now.
Oh yeah.
Shane Robinson, first plate appearance for him. He shoots this one to short. There's Escobar. 2 down. Two up, 2 down. And here's Johnny Givatello. 1 for 4. He had a single back in the 4th. Al Albuquerque still loosening. He'll pitch the 9th. Ground ball to second. Quick inning for Kinsler. We head to the 9th inning. The Angels leading it 10-2. The U.S. men's national team put their championship dreams on the line for a spot in the semis. It's win or go home as USA takes on Ecuador tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Ten to 2 Halos here in the 9th inning, and it's Al Albuquerque on in relief. Trying to close this one out for the Angels, give the Halos a series victory and finish up a homestand at an even 500 at 3-3. Second appearance for Albuquerque. He's worked 1 inning, given up 3 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 1 walk. Dozier, Park, and Kepler here in the 9th inning for Minnesota. Dale Esquera worked 2 innings, gave up a run on 3 hits, struck out 2. Dale yet to walk a man with the Angels this year. Good on speed pitch, and it's an 0-1 count on Brian Dozier. 0 for 2 with a walk.
He's given some pretty good quality innings for Mike Guerra so far.
Second appearance of the season and of the series for Albuquerque. 3-1 count. Three-1, and a walk to lead off the ninth.
That's the big thing with Albuquerque. It's always been the inconsistency in the strike zone. The stuff is there, and there's no doubting that. Fastballs, low to mid-90s, very good slider.
Young Ho Park 0 for 3. Struck out in the 7th. Back-to-back games for the Angels offense with 12 hits. Travel day tomorrow to the Bay Area. I hope, of course, they can carry that over on this road trip. 6-game road trip. 3 in Oakland, 3 in Houston. And it's back here to take on Oakland and Houston. Two balls, two strikes.
For the first time down in Houston this year for the Angels.
Mentioned the off day tomorrow. They'll have one more off day before the All-Star break. That'll be a travel day. Going to Boston. Bandy's only placed to first. One down. Dozier advances over to second base. Actually, that off day will be spent in Boston. Angels will travel after that Wednesday afternoon game against the Astros here. Kepler 1 for 2, doubled his last time up. A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Two-on pitch. Kepler pops it up. Crow down the line near the bag. 2 down.
37th career game for Albuquerque against the Minnesota Twins. A lot of years in that Detroit Tiger organization, same division. Solid ERA, 2.17 in his career versus the Twins.
Halos trying to win back-to-back games for the first time in June. Last time they did it was against the Tigers on the 30th and 31st. Here at the Big A. Centeno pinch hitting for Suzuki. Finishes the night going 1 for 3. Centeno caught yesterday, went 2 for 4. One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, nice catch.
Yes, still focused.
Front row. The upper deck. Swing and a miss. Down goes Sentinel. The Angels pick up the final game of this 3-game set by the final of 10-2.
Boy, this is a solid game all around. Good swings at the plate. Solid defense. Great starting pitching from Hector Santiago. C.J. Cron with a big game. Simmons back. Played some outstanding defense, a couple hits, some smiles, win a series. Even up the homestand at 3 apiece before going up to Oakland for Mike Sosa's club.
12 hits tonight for the Angels once again, and middle part of the ball game is where the Angels offense kind of came to life. Both starting pitchers threw the ball exceptionally well to start the game. The Angels finally got to Tyler Duffy, who ends up taking the loss, while Hector Santiago picks up his first win since May 15th. Overall, a good game. Jeff Bandy, a career-high 3 RBI. C.J. Cron continues to get the job done with the bases loaded. But, it's nice to see Andrelton Simmons come off the disabled list and contribute with the bat as well as the glove. He's down on the field, Alex Curry.
Andrelton, welcome back. After missing over a month, it looked like you did not miss a beat out there, but it's got to feel good to come back to a series win like this tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I came back pretty quick. Started rehabbing quick, so got some at-bats. So I got my timing down a little bit, so came back feeling good.
And Hector battled for you guys tonight on the mound. What did you see from him from being able to give you that comfort early on? I
mean, he was really good. He was missing spots sometimes where he kept battling. He was tough to hit. He hit his spots, put him away. He kept us in the game, and we finally got some runs and got the win.
And speaking of that inning, that 5th inning, you guys really kicked it into a different gear. 5 runs in that 5th inning. What would you attribute that to?
Good at bats. We look for good pitches, foul some tough pitches off, put balls in play with runs in scoring position, and got the big hits.
Well, congrats on the win and welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
The Angels take Game 3 and the series against the Twins before hitting the road and heading up to Oakland tomorrow. But stick around for Angels Live next with Patrick O'Neill and Jose Mota.